Okay, this is Julie here for Title Sports Network, joined by Eddie Hearn today. Fisher, Babic, England, Croatia. Big one on Saturday. Good to see you, Eddie.
Yeah, thank you. Lively press conference. Trying to do things a little bit differently now with the presser, and it worked on that occasion. Straight into it. It's a great fight on Saturday night. Really good undercard as well, and a massive day for English and British sport this weekend.
Yeah, talk to us about the England versus Switzerland situation. What's going to happen?
When we announced the fight, we knew that there was a chance at that point that England could be playing at 5 p.m. So we had to do a little bit of rejigging to make sure that it was live in the arena on Saturday night. Build the fights around the football as well. So if you bought a ticket, you get the chance to watch the game in the arena and a great night of boxing as well.
Obviously, it does slightly interrupt things, but there's no better fighter you'd want on than Johnny Fisher on a night like Saturday.
Of course, and you know he's sold 3,000 himself. So already over 6,000 there on Saturday night, and you know it's going to be a great fight, great main event, and a tremendous atmosphere as well.
What do you make of Alen Babic? Obviously, he's a great fighter. He talks the talk. Can he walk the walk on Saturday night?
Listen, I think with Alen, you know, there's a lot of fighters in the sport where they talk about I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. With Alen, you know that it's absolutely unequivocal. He is going to do it. He is going to walk forward on Saturday night. He's going to stick his head on Johnny Fisher's chest, and he's going to punch away non-stop for 3 minutes of every round. Now, I don't know whether that's a good tactic against Johnny Fisher, because Johnny Fisher fights, you know, he punches very hard. He's also got a great chin. But I guess for Alen, you're thinking, if I can take this guy into deep waters, he's never been there. And I think he can't swim. I think Johnny can. But if this fight goes late and deep, it's going to be very uncomfortable for Johnny Fisher. I think this fight could be over inside 3 rounds. I think it's going to be a shootout and a very exciting one.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. There's no doubt about that. We missed you yesterday at the Catterall Pro-Grey press conference. Just talk to us about how that fight came about.
Do you know what? Sometimes the best fights get made unexpectedly. You know, I think I never expected Jack to necessarily fight Regis, and I didn't expect Regis to come to the UK to fight Jack Catterall, but I think that's what's great about boxing, when two guys outside of the World Championships that are sitting in waiting to fight for the world title goes, fuck it, we'll fight each other. That's a great fight. And that's when you get the great nights, you get the great fights. We're so deep at 140 pounds, and it's so good to seeing those fighters fight each other.
Where do we think Jack could go after this? He wants a world title. Do you feel
he
like
has
whoever
to, you know,
wins...
The reality is Jack Catterall should already be undisputed champion, right? And I have to deliver him a world title shot if he beats Regis Prograis. And if Regis beats Jack Catterall, I have to deliver him a world title shot as well. So it's a huge fight for both.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia's dad in World of Boxing mentioned on Fight Hub he believes Ryan should, for his alcohol problems, probably start looking at things like therapy. What's your thoughts on, obviously?
Yeah, I think he's good. I think, you know, I don't like seeing things play out publicly, but, you know, I think it's not really my business, but you see Ryan, he's struggling. You know, and you can see, you know, the eyes are the window to the soul. You can look into that kid's eyes and know he's struggling. So hopefully, he's a good kid. You know, he's a great fighter. Hopefully he can get the help he needs and use this time off to get himself right and come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, where do you stand with him now? Are you friendly? Are you not?
He's very friendly when he sees me, but not on social media. So look, I don't have an issue with him. Like I said, I think he's a nice young man. I think he's a great fighter, but I do think that he needs to, you know, get off social media and get some help.
Yeah, one thing on the AJ Dubois press, obviously we were there, we spoke to you after that. Just on the viral clip though, how good is that? It just sells the fight. I went on TikTok
and some people say,
away.
oh, that was set up. I mean, people are mad. Like, you think I could go up to AJ and go, right, mate, what I want you to say is, like, you just say, fuck off, I'm not doing that. It's when someone puts it on him, like Dubois did, let's fight now, the switch flicks, and you see, and it's not even like, oh, the new AJ, it's just AJ. But before, he might have been a little bit more refined. Obviously, he wants to, you know, he's got a ambassador role to protect for British boxing. Now he don't give, like, he's ready to fight. He wants smoke. And he will give Dubois that smoke on September 21st.
I've always wanted to know what happened in the Jarrell Miller face-to-face. It was never shown.
No, we should air it, really.
You should.
Yeah. It was actually really good.
Yeah,
really good.
I heard. What happened in that?
No, they went back and forwards. They stood up. They had to be separated. He said he's going out. He'll be going to get AJ later. He knows where he's staying, and it was pretty tasty.
And just back on the Dubois AJ stuff, how good is that to sell the fight?
Just I mean, look, you don't really need to sell AJ fights, but of course, you know, it's for any fight, that kind of stuff is priceless.
You mentioned at the press conference, Catterall Pro-Grey, that you're looking at doing something like, was it 100,000? I think you said. How many do you think you can get into that Wembley Stadium on September 21st?
Oh, and 20, yeah. I mean, we're right by 80,000 already. So once we get to 90, I think His Excellency will push to go to 100.
And just a final one, is there any updates on the Turkey Al Sheikh, the whole takeover of boxing,
No,
it seems
no,
like?
no. Everybody
nothing to report
focused
that.
on the two upcoming Riyadh season events, which are August 3rd in LA and August 21st at Wembley, and then of course returning to Riyadh October 12th for Bivol Beterbiev.
Can we just finish off on the August 3rd card? Obviously out in LA, we'll be out there, Title Sports Network. Just a fantastic card. It is really stacked as well, right?
Yeah, tremendous card. I mean, you got Pitbull Cruz, you got David Morrell, you got Andy Ruiz against Jarrell Miller, and of course you got a great main event in Crawford against Madrimov. I fancy our guy in that fight. I know Crawford's a pound for pound great, but Madrimov's training hard, punching very hard, and just an incredible night of boxing in Los Angeles.
Eddie.
Cheers, mate.